As the sun began to set over the university campus, Emily found herself walking back to her dorm room alone. She had just finished a long day of classes and was looking forward to a relaxing evening in her room. But little did she know, she was about to have an unforgettable night. As she walked down the hallway, she noticed a figure leaning against the wall outside her room. It was Ryan, a charming senior who had caught her eye during their psychology class earlier that day. Emily felt a flutter in her chest as their eyes met, and before she knew it, Ryan was walking towards her with a mischievous grin on his face. "You look like you could use some company," he said, his voice low and smooth. Emily couldn't help but blush as Ryan slipped past her into the room, closing the door behind them. The air in the room grew thick with tension as they stood facing each other, their hearts pounding in unison. It was clear that this was more than just a casual encounter. Emily felt herself being drawn to Ryan's strong arms, his chiseled jawline and his piercing blue eyes. Without another word, Ryan reached out and pulled Emily into his embrace, his lips crashing down on hers with a hunger she couldn't resist. The kiss was like nothing she had ever experienced before. It was raw, passionate, and all-consuming. As the night wore on, they explored every inch of each other's bodies, their desire for one another growing with every passing moment. It was as if the world around them had melted away, leaving only the two of them lost in a sea of passion. In that moment, Emily knew that she would never be able to look at Ryan in class again without thinking back to this unforgettable night. And as they lay entwined on her bed, their bodies still trembling with pleasure, she couldn't help but wonder what other secrets the university had in store for them. Emily woke up to the sound of Ryan's gentle snores beside her. She slowly opened her eyes, taking in the unfamiliar surroundings of her dorm room. It was still dark outside, and she could tell it was early morning. As she lay there trying to process what had happened the night before, she felt a wave of embarrassment wash over her. "How did I let this happen?" she thought to herself. She had never been one for casual hookups or reckless decisions, but something about Ryan's charming smile and piercing blue eyes had caught her off guard. As she lay there trying to make sense of it all, Emily couldn't help but think about the consequences of their actions. What would happen if someone found out? Would they be able to keep their relationship a secret? Ryan stirred beside her, his eyes fluttering open as he took in his surroundings. He smiled lazily at Emily, and she felt her heart skip a beat. "Good morning," he said, his voice husky from sleep. Emily nodded, trying to play it cool despite the turmoil brewing inside her. "Morning." Ryan sat up, running a hand through his messy hair as he looked around the room. "I think I might have gotten us into trouble last night," he said, his brow furrowed in concern. Emily's heart sank at the realization that Ryan was thinking about the same things she was. She nodded, trying to reassure him. "It's okay. We'll figure it out." Ryan looked at her with a serious expression. "I don't want to hurt you, Emily, but I have to be honest with you. I'm not looking for anything serious right now. I've got too much going on in my life." Emily felt a pang of disappointment, but she tried to push it aside. She knew that Ryan was being upfront with her, and she appreciated his honesty. "I understand," she said, trying to sound casual despite the sting of rejection. "I'm not looking for anything serious either. We can just enjoy each other's company while we're in school." Ryan nodded, a small smile playing on his lips. "Sounds like a plan to me." As they got dressed and prepared to face the day ahead, Emily couldn't help but wonder what lay in store for them. Would their secret relationship be able to withstand the scrutiny of their peers? And more importantly, would she be able to keep her feelings for Ryan at bay? Emily and Ryan had been keeping their relationship a secret for weeks, sneaking around campus whenever they could steal away from their busy schedules. They had managed to avoid detection by their classmates and professors, but Emily knew it was only a matter of time before someone found out. One day, as she was walking across campus, Emily ran into her best friend, Sarah, in the Student Union building. Sarah looked at her with a curious expression, and Emily's heart skipped a beat as she wondered if she had somehow given away their secret. "Hey girl, what's going on?" Sarah asked, falling into step beside Emily. Emily hesitated, unsure of how much to reveal. But something about Sarah's friendly demeanor put her at ease, and she found herself spilling the beans. "I've been seeing someone," she said, trying to sound casual despite the excitement building inside her. Sarah's eyes widened in surprise. "Who is it?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper. Emily glanced around nervously before leaning in close. "Ryan," she whispered back. Sarah's face lit up with understanding. "Oh my God, I had no idea. When did this happen?" Emily smiled, feeling a sense of relief wash over her. She knew that Sarah would keep their secret safe. "It happened a few weeks ago," Emily said, trying to play it cool despite the thrill of sharing her news with someone she trusted. Sarah nodded thoughtfully. "I won't say anything, Em, but you have to be careful. Ryan's got a reputation for being a bit of a player." Emily felt a pang of unease at Sarah's words, but she pushed them aside. She knew that Ryan was different from the others. He had shown her kindness and respect, and she couldn't help but feel drawn to him. As they parted ways, Emily couldn't shake off the feeling that their secret was no longer safe. She glanced around nervously, wondering if anyone else had overheard their conversation. Little did she know, Ryan's reputation as a player wasn't just rumor, it was fact, and his friends were already starting to take notice of his newfound interest in Emily. As the days went by, Emily began to feel like she was walking on eggshells around campus. She knew that it was only a matter of time before someone discovered their secret, and she wondered what would happen when they did. Would Ryan be able to keep his reputation intact, or would their relationship become the talk of the town? Only time would tell.